So, in the previous session, we were talking on law of dominance and law of segregation. Mendel monohybrid cross on Pisum sativum explains the law of dominance and law of segregation. What is law of dominance? If alleles of or genes of a triad, genes of a characters are together, alleles of a character are together like this, capital T and small t. In these two, one will dominate the other. This is responsible for the triad to tallness, and this gene is small t is responsible for the triad dwarfness. See, independently he found out that tall is a dominant character and dwarf is a recessive character. In these two, tall is dominating, dwarf is recessive. So, this is a law of dominance. And law of segregation, when a hybrid has alleles of two characters together, by the time when gametogenesis or gamete formation takes place, they are together in the F1 individual. During the time of gametogenesis, they separate or segregate from each other. So, the alleles are together producing a effect, but they are not blending. They are not blending with each other, joining with each other, but they are together. So, this also states that the gametes are always pure. The law of segregation is also known as law of purity of gametes. So, Mendel's monohybrid cross on Pisum sativum explains the law of dominance and law of segregation. These three are called Mendelian principles on heredity, Mendelism. And he proved these two by that experiment, monohybrid crosses. And the law of independent assortment is our today's interest. Mendel did dihybrid crosses. Dihybrid crosses in the same plant Pisum sativum. So, we know that if a character with the two triads are crossed, a plant with a character with the two triads. What is the character? A plant, Pisum sativum, a character, height of the plant, two triads in that are tallness and dwarfness. So, if a cross is made between two plants which differ with each other in a character with the two triad is called monohybrid cross. If a cross is made between the individuals differ in two characters, is called dihybrid cross. In other words, we can say that if a cross is made between the individuals which differ from each other in a pair of characters. Here, the law of independent assortment, what does the law of independent assortment explain? For that, he took a Pisum sativum plant which has round seeds and yellow cotyledons. For his cross, he took round seeded plants with yellow cotyledon and crossed it with wrinkled seeded plants with green cotyledon. See, observe that he has taken these two are a pair or triads. These two are triads. But altogether we can say two characters, and these are controlled by alleles. He explained with the help of the cross like this. He assigned for round seeds, he assigned capital R, and there should be two alleles in the parents. And in a separate experiment, he observed and found out round is the dominant character and wrinkled seeds is a recessive character, dominant and recessive character, for which he assigned smaller. In the same way, in a separate experiment, he found out yellow is the dominant character, another character, dominant character, it dominates over the green cotyledon, and for which he assigned small y. Please note, the dominant characters are given capital letters, recessive characters are given small letters. And here, for each triads, a factor is in the parent. So he took in that way to explain his things. Here, dominant, this is dominant, this is recessive. So capital R. So 2n. We should understand the beauty of Mendelian explanation before the discovery of meiosis, before the discovery of cell division, before the discovery of molecular genetics. He explained the concepts of molecular genetics without knowing that he is explaining the modern genetics. That is why his experiments, his conclusions, his laws on inheritance pave way for the modern genetics, and so he is regarded as father of genetics. And see, this is a parent plant which has two alleles, capital R, then capital Y. So this stands for the dominant character, round seed, yellow cotyledon. This is crossed with the recessive parent which has small r, small I genotype. This is a wrinkled seed, wrinkled seeds and green cotyledon. We know that these two are dominant character, these two are recessive character. This is fully dominant, this is fully recessive, this is fully dominant in both characters. And when gametogenesis takes place, it produces a gene for each triad. That is, a meiosis takes place, a gene for each triad. So capital R, capital Y. Here small r, small y. These are gametes. When joined, we get capital R, capital Y, small y. We know very well that round is a dominant character and round is dominating over the wrinkled shape. Yellow color cotyledon is dominating over the green color cotyledon. So here, since wrinkled seed and green cotyledons are recessive, yellow cotyledon and round seeds are dominant, the round seed with yellow cotyledon is the phenotypic character of F1 individual. So here the law of dominance is adopted. And the law of segregation, we know that the alleles are together. By the time when gametes are segregating, they segregate from each other. That is also going to be established here. And he took this and crossed, selfed this and selfed this. We see when it is, since it happens to be a dihybrid cross, it produces 4 types of gametes in equal proportion. What will be the combination? This will get 2 chances, this will get 2 chances, capital R, capital Y. small r, capital Y, small r, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. This is 4 types of gametes. In the same way, this one will produce capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, and small r, capital Y, small r, small y. So, 4 types of gametes are produced in this parent. So, to these 4 types of gametes join randomly to produce 16 zygotes, 16 zygotes. You see, this is called Punnet's checkerboard. Male, female, so we will get 16 combinations. The gametes of this and this, capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small r, small y, capital R, small y, small r, and capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small r, small y, capital R, and small y, small r. So, these are the 4 combinations, and here when this joins with this, we will get capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, capital R, and capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. In the second combination, capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, and capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. The next combination, capital Y, small y, small r, small r. The third column, capital Y, small y, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, small y, capital R, and small y, small capital R, small r. The fourth combination, we get capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, small r, and next small y, capital R, small r. The last one, small y, small r, small r. See the combinations. Here, this is yellow round seed, yellow color cotyledon and round seeds, yellow round. This is also yellow round. This is green wrinkled. Now, let us see, this is also the same type, yellow round. And what is the phenotype of this? This is yellow round, yellow round, yellow round, yellow round. Since the dominant, at least one dominant gene is enough to express the character yellow. For yellow, one capital Y is enough. For round, expressing round, one capital R is enough. So, in that way, if you see, get yellow round again. Here, yellow round, yellow wrinkled, yellow wrinkled. Here, yellow round, yellow wrinkled, and yellow round, green round, green round. This is also green round. You see, small y expresses the color green, and small r, capital R, round. In the same way here, green round, capital R is here. And in these places, yellow wrinkled, and this one, yellow round, and this is green wrinkled. The last one is green wrinkled. See, in this 4 phenotypic characters have been expressed. We have taken 2 phenotypic characters. What are the 2 phenotypic characters? Round yellow and wrinkled green are the 2 phenotypic characters, and out of these round yellow is the parental character. Parental characters. Then green wrinkled is also parental character. See, round yellow and green wrinkled. How many round yellow are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, round yellow 9 out of 60. Then green wrinkled. This is another parental character. This is the 4th character. Green wrinkled. And this is 1 out of 60. And we have got a parental character again. But what about the another 2 character? The second character is yellow wrinkled. Yellow wrinkled. Yellow wrinkled 1, 2, 3. So 3 by 16. Then another one is round green. 3rd character. Round seed and green cotyledon. Here 3 by 16. So round yellow, wrinkled yellow. Then round green, wrinkled green. Round green, wrinkled green. You see, out of these 4, 2 characters are parental and 2 are recombined form. So, according to law of independent assortment, now let us see what is independent assortment. In a F1 hybrid, alleles brought from 2 different parents, are together. They are not blending, they are not mixing, but they are together. By the time gametogenesis takes place, they assort independently, make new combinations. Here, round shape of the seed goes only with the yellow cotyledon color. In this parent, wrinkled shape of the seed goes only with the green cotyledon. But it does not mean round shape is always associated with yellow and wrinkled shape is always associated with the green color. What is a new combination? Round can also go with green. Wrinkled seed can also go with yellow cotyledon. So, the cotyledon color and shape of the seed, gets alternate combinations and produces diversity in the plant. So, this diversity is a basic tool for the identification of diversity in organism, is a basic tool for knowing the modern things related to genetics, or it paves way for modern genetics. And let us now see what is independent assortment. Alleles brought from 2 different parents are together, and during the time of gametogenesis, they assort independently, segregate from each other to make new combinations like this. New combinations like this. This is called independent assortment. So, one character is not always or not 100% dependent on the other character. They can also blend with each other and produce a new combination. Here, what is the dihybrid ratio? What is the dihybrid ratio? This is 9:16 is to 3/16 is to 3/16 is to 1/16. In short, we would write 9:3:3:1. This is the dihybrid phenotypic ratio. Dihybrid, this is phenotypic. So, Mendel's law of independent assortment is explained through the dihybrid cross in Pisum sativum. The ratio is 9:3:3:1. To conclude, what do we understand in this? Not only the characters which have been existing already are expressed in Mendel dihybrid cross, but also new character, new combinations are produced. This results in genetic variability. Genetic variability or diversity is essential tool for the evolution of organism and also for adaptation in the changing environment. We have seen the dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross explained the law of independent assortment. Now we are going to see the test cross. This is a dihybrid test cross. Dihybrid test cross. See, we have studied already the monohybrid test cross. In the monohybrid test cross, the ratio is monohybrid test cross ratio is 1:1. It proves a law of independent assortment, law of segregation and law of purity of gametes. And here, every plant should adopt Mendel's principles, namely law of dominance, law of purity of gamete or law of independent assortment, and third law of independent assortment. Whether law of segregation and law of independent assortments are adopted by the dihybrid test cross. This is to test that. So, what is the dihybrid cross? F1 hybrid. What is the meaning of test cross? Crossing F1 hybrid. Crossing F1 hybrid. Crossing F1 hybrid with recessive parent. Crossing F1 hybrid with recessive parent is called test cross. We will have dihybrid test cross now. See, in the F1 hybrid, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So, this is having a dominant allele and a recessive allele, dominant factor, recessive factor for each character. Here round is the dominant character, that is mentioned or that is indicated by capital R. Wrinkled is the recessive character, that is indicated by small r. They are together and the character of only one, that is a round character has been established or expressed here. And when you come to the cotyledon color, two factors, one is for yellow color cotyledon, another is for green color cotyledon or here, but the color green is suppressed and the color yellow is expressed in the cotyledon color. So, they are, it shows this shows a law of dominance. So, this is a round seeded plant with yellow cotyledon. It is test crossed. Test cross, that is small r, this is a double recessive parent, small r, small y, small y. It will produce only one type of gamete, that is small r, small y. and but this will produce 4 types of gamete. Or capital R gets 2 chances with capital Y and small r get 2 chances. In that way, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. 4 types of gametes are produced by the F1 hybrid. And if you put a checkerboard for this, four gametes, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. And here small r, small y, small r, small y. See the combinations. Male and female, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Here capital R, small y, small y, small r, capital Y, small y, small r, small y, small y. See, as we get in the dihybrid cross, here too we get the same combination. This is yellow round, this is yellow round, this is green round, this is wrinkled yellow, this is wrinkled green. You see, yellow round, yellow cotyledon and round seeds, 4 characters, and green cotyledon, round seeds. Next, wrinkled cotyledon and yellow seeds. Then wrinkled cotyledons, green seeds. This in one. Here the ratio is dihybrid test cross ratio is 1:1:1:1. What is this? In addition to this is the yellow round is the parental character, and here green wrinkled, this is also parental character. These two are recombinant character, that is green round and wrinkled yellow. These two are parental character, recombined character. So, this is parental character, this is also parental character. These two are recombined character. This is recombined character. So, Mendel's first law of dominance, second law of segregation, third law of independent assortments, all are proved in the dihybrid test cross also. So, every cross should follow Mendelian ratios, Mendelian principles. So, this became the base for genetics, and based on this the modern genetics developed. And as we have seen here already, the monohybrid test cross ratio is 1:1. So, here only one character with the 2 triads are taken. So, 1:1. Dihybrid test cross ratio is 1:1:1:1. Why? Here we have taken 2 characters with the 4 triads. So, we get this ratio. Trihybrid cross. So, what is a trihybrid cross? If a cross is made between 2 individuals, a cross is made between 2 individuals which differ from each other in 3 characters. 3 characters. For example, let us take a tall plant with round seeds and yellow cotyledon. And another, a plant, dwarf plant, and wrinkle seeded and with green cotyledon. Here the genotype will be like this: tall plant, capital T, round seed, capital R, and yellow cotyledon, capital Y. It is crossed with, this is a trihybrid. See, as we have explained already, for every character there should be two factors. Only then, during gametogenesis, one factor will enter into the gamete and the gamete will be pure and it will be haploid. Otherwise, the gamete will be diploid. So, here we have to remember that before the discovery of meiosis, Mendel explained this. So, there stands his significance. And here what is a dwarf? So, dwarf, small t, wrinkled, small r and small y for green cotyledon. And this produces the F1 hybrid, it will produce capital T, capital R, small r, then capital Y, small y. This will be the character of the dominant parent. The same character will be expressed here. And if it involves in gametogenesis, it will produce 8 types of gametes. 8 types of gametes. 8 types of gametes and would make 64 zygotes in random combination. And what will be the ratio? That trihybrid test cross ratio will be 27:9:9:9:3:3:3:1. This is the trihybrid test cross ratio. The Mendelian ratios. Let me brief all those things together. Mendel proposed 3 principles on heredity. They are called Mendelism. One is law of dominance, another is law of segregation or law of purity of gamete, third is law of independent assortment. The monohybrid cross explained the law of dominance and law of segregation or law of purity of gamete. Dihybrid cross and test crosses in the dihybrid cross explained the law of independent assortment. So, we also studied what is the monohybrid phenotypic ratio 3:1, genotypic ratio 1:2:1, dihybrid phenotypic ratio and monohybrid test cross ratio 1:1, dihybrid phenotypic ratio 9:3:3:1 and dihybrid test cross ratio 1:1:1:1 that explained the new combinations and new independent assortment, diversity in the organisms which establish new characters that will help the organism to survive in future. And diversity, genetic diversity is a tool for evolution and also it helps the organism to develop the strength to survive in the changing environment. And ultimately we saw the trihybrid cross, we took 3 characters with 6 triads. What are the 3 characters? Tall plant, round seed and yellow cotyledon. It is crossed with dwarf plant, green seeds and wrinkled cotyledon. And the ratio, phenotypic ratio was 27:9:9:9 and 3:3:3:1. So, these were all Mendelian ratios. These are all called Mendelian ratio. And we should now see a historical background. See, we were talking about Mendel's work. Mendel did his work only in Pisum sativum and all his researches were made for 8 years. And his research paper was published in Natural History Society, Brunn, in the year 18 1966, and all his experiments were done only in Pisum sativum. He made 24,034 experiments on plants, or he used that many number of plants for his experiments, and he got certain generalization and proposed certain rules, and he died in the year 1884, and his work was left unnoticed for a long time, from 1866 to 1900. Tycho de Vries of Holland, Schermark of Austria, and Karl Korns of Germany together established the Mendelian ratio again. Actually together in the sense at the same time, but they were working separately. So after rediscovery of Mendel's work, people started doing experiment following the Mendel principles in different plants, and tried to see whether Mendelian principles, law of segregation, law of independent assortment, law of dominance were adopted by all plants. But that was to the core. When these experiments were done, except Pisum sativum, in other plants they could see certain modified ratios. So for instead of in the monohybrid 3:1 phenotypic ratio, they got 1:2:1 as a phenotypic ratio. That is called Mendelian modified ratio. And instead of 9:3:3:1 in dihybrid cross, they got 9:7 complementary factor. In that way, they got certain modified ratios. However, the Mendelian principles were followed. Ratios were modified, but principles were followed. So that is why nobody could say that Mendel is wrong in this aspect. Mendel is always correct, but they got certain modifications in the Mendel's works, and they recognized the importance of Mendel's work afterwards, and even today Mendel's works are regarded as a pioneer work for genetics, and modern genetics stands on the Mendelian classical genetics. Without the knowledge of Mendel's genetical work, no one can proceed his works in this field of modern genetics. Now, the next topic is based on that.